Namaste, Pranam, and good evening, and a very warm welcome to the sixth session of the India Tourism Mumbai's webinar series on occasion of the World International Day of Yoga. At the outset, let me apologize. We have been having some technical issues because of bandwidth from my side. So, thank you for bearing with us. The India Tourism Office Mumbai is the regional office of the Ministry of Tourism, looking after the matters relating to tourism in the region of Western and Central India. As part of our Yoga Day celebrations, we have been bringing a series of events every day, and the highlight has been the daily webinars at 5 p.m., where we have been having experts from various fields talking about the various aspects of yoga, wellness, mindfulness, meditation, etc. Today, we have with us Dr. Bhati Pandey. She is with the Five Lotus Indo-German Nature Cure Center as a Technical Business Development Manager. Today, she will be sharing with us her knowledge and experience on dealing with mental and physical immunities. Today, as the world faces the growing coronavirus pandemic, our biggest hope is immunity and yoga, and is one of the effective and time-tested immunity. In fact, yoga, as all the experts have been telling, has been quite an important method or the medium which has been helping people to come out of this. This has also been acknowledged across the world, where people are asking about how India is able to cope up and come out. People usually focus on, Dr. Bhatti says that people usually focus on their physical immunity, but yoga offers us a complete balance. We have a second immune system, and that's all in the head, and yoga helps us establish the mind-body interaction for strengthening us at all levels of our being. Today, I invite Dr. Bhatti to talk more about the yoga, both to heal us mentally and physically, and help us come up with immunity to overcome this situation. Over to you, Dr. Bhatti, and we look forward to an engaging session. And once again, I thank all the participants who have joined in today. And I promise it's going to be an interesting webinar today. Dr. Bhatti, the web space is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Venkateshan. Good evening, everyone. Hello, you all are fine, I think. Staying safe at home. So I would like, hello. Yes, I would like to put some more points about my experience as he has introduced me, but I would like to share some more experiences of my field. Naturopathy has always been my passion. So though I'm born and brought up in Bhopal, was born and raised there, my schooling is done there, and I have done my degree from SDM College of Naturopathy and Yogic Sciences, which is in Karnataka, affiliated to Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore. So it's a 5-year medical degree course, which is equivalent to MBBS, but here we don't treat our patients with medicines, we treat with the natural therapies and remedies. So my experience is of 14 years and have been dealing patients of all the problems, all health disorders, all lifestyle and chronic stress related problems. And my approach is always individualized. Like I always try to encourage their self-healing power through suggesting the lifestyle measures and, to treat them first at the psychological level by educating them. So that's my approach. So I would be presenting today the topic on physical and mental immunity, and I'll be explaining you. As you can see on the slide, there is the center. I am a technical business developmental manager for this center, and this is Five Lotus Indo-German Nature Cure Center, which is located in Chhattisgarh, and it is Central India's biggest nature cure center. So here, I would like to tell you that it is spread across 16 acres, and it's a beautiful center near the jungles of Barnava Para, where we have nearly catered nearly 10,000 guests till now. We call them guests because we don't, call them patients usually, because the approach, the whole mentality changes as you call a person patient. So the mental impact should be positive. They should not feel that they are patients, so they we call guests. So
Your
I would.
slides are not shared.
Hello.
Your slides is not showing to us.
Okay. I'll check, ma'am. 1 minute. I'll check. 1 minute.
Can I put it on?
Ma'am, give me a second. Why it is not shown checking? Oh, give me a minute. Oh, still it is not shared?
I'm doing it from my end, ma'am.
Okay, you do it. Okay. Is it sharing now? Is it sharing now?
Ma'am, I've done it. You can go ahead. This is the first slide.
Put this on full screen mode, the first slide.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. So, I would like to tell you about physical and mental immunity. So you all know that immunity is very important. Now it's a burning topic. Everybody's discussing about immunity, that how we can balance immunity, we can enhance immunity. So there are two types of immunity basically. One is physical and one is mental immunity. Physical immunity is related to your body, the body which you are seeing. This immunity protects you from various kinds of bacteria, microorganisms, foreign bodies, and the cells which are not functioning properly. The whole immune system, it works on them, and they are the army. You can call them soldiers. So they just keep ourselves healthy. You are healthy, you are not having any symptom of corona, just because you must thank your immune system that's protecting you. But you have to know that how you can balance your immune system, and you can enhance it, the functioning. Next. So now, the mental immunity, if you see on the slide, I have just written for a short introduction that mental immunity is nothing but you observe your negative thoughts, which actually drains your energy. So you have to focus on the negative thoughts, but whatever, it comes in your mind, and you should be in your present moment. You should not deny them. You should not resist them. Once you deny or resist them, you create a kind of, resistance, so that if you are not in the acceptance mode. So that's how your negative thoughts, they overtake your mind and drains your energy. So mental immunity lays the foundation of emotional resilience, and yoga helps a lot in this. So that's why we are discussing yoga today. Now, I would like to just give you a short introduction about immunity and its functioning. As you can see on the slide, there is innate immunity and there is acquired immunity. Now, innate immunity is a very basic immunity. It's non-specific immunity, where you can see that it's an immediate onset. I have written over there. So what do you mean by this? As soon as any pathogen or any bacteria enters your body, immediately this immunity acts on it. It doesn't distinguish between what is one pathogen or what is another pathogen. Whichever pathogen or foreign body comes, it just acts on it. So this is about the innate immunity. And the acquired immunity, I'm sorry, I have written there non-specific, but it is in specific immunity, and it has a delayed onset. So there are two types of immunity once again. One is humoral immunity and another is cell-mediated immunity. Now here, humoral immunity, if I would like to explain you, this is mostly T cell immunity. T cells and B cells are involved in this. I'll be explaining you in a later slides. First, we would understand about innate immunity. So the first line of defense is our skin. You can see the skin covers the body. Whichever bacteria or micro substances they attack to you, the skin prevents them. And another is the mucous membrane. You might have seen in your mouth that you can just feel it. There is a slimy texture of our skin right inside. It's a mucous membrane. It's not skin, it's this mucous membrane. So it actually prevents, it traps the microorganisms, and then it is there in your respiratory tract also. So this is how it protects us. Then we have stomach acid, we have saliva, we have the bacterial microbiome, which is there in our large intestine. So this all prevents you from any kind of infection. So now, what are the factors which affects your innate immunity? Now here I would like to tell you that as you age, because nowadays the government is telling that people should, the people who are very young, below 10 years or above 50 years, they must stay indoors. So why? Because their immunity is lowered. This innate immunity is lowered, and active. So this particular immunity has to be very much taken care of, because this is the first to act. So the age factor plays an important role. The second is hormones. If suppose people have diabetes, thyroid, or some adrenal dysfunctions which leads to hypertension, which is called as high blood pressure, such people are also susceptible to all these kinds of infection. And the third important is nutrition, because the immune cells, they act only when they get proper nutrition. There are lots of micronutrients which are required, and so if we are not supplying them through our healthy diet, then the functioning of immune system really affects. So I would like to tell you about which are the cells which are involved in innate immunity. There are macrophages, there are neutrophils, there are dendritic cells, there are natural killer cells. I would not go into the details of it because it will take time. So I would fast move on to the inflammation. You might have observed that whenever you get an injury, you get redness, you get the temperature increases, you get pallor, dolor, all those signs. And then there is a loss of function also. So this is nothing but the protective mechanism of the body. So hello, can you listen to me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, that's what. So this is how the inflammation is very much helping us to protect our body from further infections. So what happens whenever there's an injury? There are a lot of macrophages, mast cells. They go to the site and they release histamines. And histamines, they signal the other leukocytes, and they come to the site and they protect the whole body, and they make a barrier there. So that is the inflammation. So you can, whenever there is inflammation inside your body, you can feel fever, you can see that there's loss of appetite, there's loss of function, and lots of lots of processes are going on inside the body, where the leukocytes, the WBCs, all kinds of several other white blood cells are just, acting together, and it's an interplay of, lots of chemicals. So it is very complex. So this causes fever and all those kinds of symptoms in you. Now, regarding acquired immunity, you can see there are two types of acquired immunity. One is active and one is passive. Now, acquired immunity is nothing but very specific immunity. You have got T and B cells for this. So whenever a pathogen enters the body, the innate immunity cells, they signal, there are dendritic cells, they signal the acquired immunity system, the T cells. And then the T cells, they, there are some effector cells. They inform all the other leukocytes to come in the picture, to act, to eat the infected cells, which are called as macrophages, and then they act on it. There are cytotoxic T cells, then they destroy the infected cells. So a lot of cells, they come into picture, and then this is how the whole acquired immunity acts. So it is very specific to the cells. It even stores the memory. Suppose a pathogen enters in your body. Next time when it enters, it will be too fast to act. But initially, when it has entered the first time, your body will be a little slow. They'll be, they'll be sluggish in mounting the reaction. So now there are two types of acquired immunity. One can be developed by direct infection. Suppose you are infected, and then or you are infected with artificially, by vaccination. So that is called as active immunity. Okay, so where you are just getting infected with the organism directly. But the passive immunity is like there's a child in the womb of the mother. So the baby, how does it get immunity? Through the mother's antibodies. Or there are plasma therapies. You might have heard that what is happening in plasma therapy. They introduce the antibody to your blood, and then the antibody, they tag to the pathogens, and then the tagging process it calls the other macrophages, and then those macrophages they destroy the pathogens. So there's a lot of reaction which is going on in the body during immunity actions, right? So I would not go into the deep. I have already explained you this slide, and this is the whole process which is being explained in the diagram. Now, I would like to come to the important topic, which is psychoneuroimmunology. So what is this psychoneuroimmunology? Psycho means your mind, neuro means your nerve, immune means your immune system, right? So it's the complete integrated study which tells you that the way the person behaves, okay, it affects your mind, affects your nervous system, your immune system. So this is how it functions. I would like to tell you a research on this first. There was a scientist, Robert Eder and Nicholas Cohen. They conducted a research in the University of Rochester. There they have seen that they were experimenting on rats. Then what happened? They have fed the rats with saccharine water. And they have just put cytosine. It is a nausea inducer. They fed the rats with that and rats got nausea. Okay, then in the second experiment, they just gave rats saccharine water without cytosine. Now what happened that rats, they responded in a similar manner. They showed the same symptoms of nausea when the water was without cytosine. So why it happened? It happened because in your mind, the reaction has occurred that the saccharine water induces the nausea. So this is how our mind works. So this is the whole chart where you can see that how the nervous system, your immune system, your endocrine system constantly interact with each other. In the center, you can see stressors. Now, what are stressors? Stressors are nothing but the day-to-day stresses which are going on in your life. So if I give you the example, a divorce can be a stress for you, a loss of a job, or even, you are chronically ill, or you have lost a loved one, or you're moving to a new place. These are all stressors. So this actually affects your mind, and then it affects your immune system and your nervous system. Now what happens? Immune system, it shows the signs of inflammation. Infections, allergies. You might have seen people who are much tensed all the time. They are more prone to diseases. So the inflammation is going on in their body. That's why it's said that diabetes is stress induced. So there are allergies, there's our pain, there are infections, which are the reactions of the immune system. Another is endocrine. Endocrine is nothing but the hormonal system. And you see that whenever you are stressed, it becomes a chronic stress, then it converts into the thyroid malfunctioning, adrenal malfunctioning, and your other systems, gonadal means reproductive. So the other systems are involved into this, then you got and nervous system, whenever the stressor affects the nervous system, there is insomnia, and this all is interrelated. Whenever there is anxiety, it is going to affect your immune system, and whenever there is inflammation, again it is going to affect your endocrine system. So this all interrelation is there. So this is how psychoneuroimmunology functions. Now here in this diagram, you can see that how your behavior affects the brain, and brain in turn affects the endocrine and immune system and also the nervous system. So all these systems interact with each other through brain, but brain is affected by your behavior. That's your mind. So mind is very vast and we need to understand. Now, I would like to just show you some of the stress responses on the slides. You can see that it affects your hippocampus, your hypothalamus glands. These are all glands which are located in your brain, your adrenal glands which are located above the kidneys. So on the right side, you can see that there is enhanced respiration, means there is enhanced rate of breathing, heart rate increases, energy mobilization increases, your GI function reduces, means your appetite reduces, you don't feel hungry, and their immune system also, it loses your function. Like sometimes it is overreacting, sometimes it is underreacting. So this fluctuation takes place. So, and your reproductive system also decreases. Now here in this diagram, you can once again see that at the neutral point, if you focus on the neutral point, people, they feel there's no illness and there's no wellness, right? They are just there. But then if you enhance your way of living, your lifestyle, you follow healthy lifestyle measures, then and you are aware about your negativities or your thoughts, then it leads to the high level of wellness. But if it moves towards the left side with unhealthy habits, then it leads to the various signs and symptoms of diseases and disability. But then we treat it with the treatment, and then it shifts towards the right once again. So this tells you the illness wellness continuum, and continuously it goes on. Now here we have to very much understand about the psychosomatic disorders. Now what are psychosomatic disorders? Psycho means your mind and soma means your body. So it tells you that the mental agitations, yoga says the mental agitations, it affects your haphazard flow of prana. There is always the prana, the prana flows inside your body. Yoga says it. And there are a lot of nadis. There are some 72,000 nadis in the body. And these nadis become unstable when there is mental agitation. I would be discussing mental agitation in my later slides. And here it causes hypocellular activity, means the cellular activity is decreased, or it is increased, or it is changed, it is altered. And this particular activity, if it is changed, the vyadhi or the physical ailments occurs. I'm just giving you a glimpse of everything because I'll not be able to discuss everything in detail. So you can see down, there's Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, and Annamaya Kosha. So this I'll be discussing in my later slides. Here you can see the chakras which yoga discusses. These are the 7 chakras, and you all know, but I will be discussing something else now. So the biggest enemy of immunity, as you can see on the slide, are careless habits. You all know this. When there is stress, there are psychosomatic disorders, and you can say that 90% of the diseases nowadays is because of your psychosomatic problems only. 90%, mind you. So if you work on your lifestyle, in totality, means you have to change your thinking also. You have to change the whole way you behave. So that affects your mind. So here, the stress plays a major role in your life. So you have to focus on this. I would like to tell you one thing here, that we think that we are a physical body. Basically, yoga says that we are not a physical body as such. We are molecular bodies. You have seen the diagram that how the interplay of chemicals is taking place in the body, and it is the chemicals, they are transmitting the signals, and the electricity is flowing in the body. So this whole thing tells you that you are a molecular body basically, and physical body is just the part of it. Right. So I will be discussing later. I will come to the next point, sleeping. You all know sleeping 7 to 8 hours is very much required. Why? Because your mind, your brain, it functions very properly when you sleep. The repair processes, they are enhanced. So please sleep for 6 to 7 hours. Then you should not stay indoors. It is very, very important. People are really neglecting it. It's the biggest challenge that people are suffering from vitamin D deficiency. And nowadays, the immunity problem is really coming because people are not taking their vitamin D properly. They are staying indoors. They are not going even for 15 to 20 minutes under the sun. So please take your vitamin D shower under the sun daily, at least for 30 minutes, recommended. Now, staying in the laziness. What is laziness? Laziness is not doing any physical activity, but it is very important to stimulate your immune system. It keeps you going. You have to activate your cells. The energy flows. So please devote 1 hour at least for your yoga or any practice which you really like. Another thing is eating and drinking habits. Definitely you all know that how it affects, but please abstain yourself from junk food, fried food, overcooked food, or if you're not taking food at the right timings, that also matters. So please take food according to your lifestyle, according to your health problem, and take the recommendations from the nutritionist also. Now, the habit of, I would come to the next point, habit of smoking and liquor intake, everybody knows this increases the oxidative stress in the body. It creates the formation of free radicals, and free radicals are nothing but they destroy your cells. They negatively charge your cells, and then the whole malfunctioning of cells starts. So please, these are negatively charged substances, and please don't take them if that's the suggestion. Now, these are the immunity lowering foods you all know available in the market. So I would come to the mental immunity, very important topic. It's a very vast topic. I will not be able to tell you everything, but definitely I would share the 3 bad habits that drains your energy. Why am I focusing on energy? Because energy is really important. If you keep your energy high, then it really affects you. It really affects your mind, your immune system, and the whole functioning. And it really helps you to reach the higher levels of yoga. Why we actually lag behind, why we not are able to go to the higher levels of yoga, we are not able to experience, because we are draining our energy. And how we are draining our energy? We are always in a self-pity mode. Okay, how self-pity? When we see a car or a phone or a house or whatever, we feel that our life is nothing. So this attitude is always a self-pity, right? So please be away from it and try to observe this in your life from your perspective, right? You should observe this on your own. No guru, nobody can help you that how you can observe this. You have to observe this on day-to-day basis, that how you're draining your energy with this particular bad mental habit. The second habit is judgment. We are always judging people, and we are thinking that their life is good, their life is bad, and we are just, we don't know about that whether their life is good or bad. We're just judging like that. And then this also creates self pity, right? So which may not be true also, right? Their life might not be, it seems to be good, but it is may not be good also. So you have to actually not drain your energy by judging others. You should focus on your work and focus on your feelings and emotions, and always try to get clarity, right? And how you can get the clarity, I'll be discussing later. Now, thinking. Now, the third important bad habit, which is there in everybody, that people think that they have done a hard work, and now the world should give them the results, right? See, if you make a goal, there are always the chances that you will achieve the goal, right? But there's also a probability that if you put your 100% effort, 1% is the chance that your goal may fail. So you should not have that attitude that world owes you everything and you deserve everything. If you have done the hard work, you should get the results. You may not get it. So you must prepare your mind, because you know how this universe is playing. What are you destined to? You never know, right? So you must actually improve this habit. You should not indulge in this. So this is the vicious circle of negative thoughts, and you should be taken care of. So this lowers your mental immunity. There are so many things, but I'll not be able to discuss in today's presentation. Now I would like to tell you something about naturopathy. I have been practicing this since 14 years, and we have got very good results with naturopathy. There's a curative aspect also. There's a preventive aspect also. Prevention is always better. So we have different packages at our center, and the principle what we work on is the Panch Mahabhuta. Panch Mahabhuta is nothing but Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, and Akash. These are the tattvas, the elements of nature, and our body is also made up of it, right? So these elements we use in our center for the treatments, and as naturopathy believes that there are self-healing powers in the body. Like I have given you an example earlier, in that inflammation is nothing but the self-healing power. Your body knows it, that they have to heal you. Even if you give the opportunity, body tries to heal you at the mental level also. Sleep is nothing but it's a body healing mechanism also, right? So if you give the opportunity, if you go to such places, or you isolate yourself for some time during the day, and then you reflect upon your thoughts, or you just take care of your diet and everything, the self-healing powers are encouraged in the body. So this is how we treat our patients with all these elements, with mud therapies, with hydrotherapy, with dye therapy, with fasting therapy, with heat therapies. These are all the elements which we are using there. I'll be discussing in my other slides. So this is a non-invasive intervention, the naturopathy, and minimal invasion I have written because we do use acupuncture, and it is a Chinese therapy, but it doesn't harm you, right? It's a very safe mechanism. It also has a similar concept of yoga. It also works on the meridians, which are nothing but the pranas, right? The energy flow. And yoga, the Panchakosha theory, which is the principle the yoga is based on. Here what happens, that you have got 5 sheets of existence. One is Annamaya Kosha, which is, you can, if you eat healthy food, the Annamaya Kosha the functioning is enhanced. Then there is pranamaya kosha, which or the breathing, it is regulated by your prana flow. Then manomaya kosha, it is the seat of emotion. And then the Vijnanamaya kosha, which is the seat of intellect, and your buddhi, your brain, right? And then your blissful state, which is called as Anandamaya kosha, which is the last. So you have to, proceed slowly. Nothing can be attained. There's no shortcut that you can directly go to your higher stages without, properly following the healthy habits of eating or healthy habits of thinking. So all that is very necessary. That actually we try to explain to our guests who come there, and we try to actually explain them that in the psychological aspect, they really should not neglect on day-to-day basis. Now, this is how I've just given you a gist that the immune function is actually affected by your exercise, diet, your habits, your family, your social the community, then job, and your mood of course, and then the schooling. So this all affects your immune system. It is very vast, and it is very important that we take care of it. Now, I would like to come to our center. This is a view of Five Lotus Indo-German Nature Cure Center, which is located in Barnavapara, Mahasamand district in Chhattisgarh. I would like to show you a small video that what we do inside the center. So this is the video. Hello, Parul. Parul?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear? Yeah, put me to the next slide. I'm not able to. The previous slide.
Ma'am, that is in your control.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it's in you. 1 minute. I'm sorry for the interruption. Oh, why it's not coming? I don't know, there's some technical problem. I don't know why it is not playing.
Dr. Bhatti, you can go ahead with your presentation. Maybe there is some glitch in the video.
Yeah, maybe I think. So, here you can see that there are a few pictures I'm sharing of our center. You can see.
You have closed it. Yeah,
Oh,
now
sorry.
it is coming. Now it is coming.
Okay. I'm not able to go to the previous slide. There's some glitch, I think. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Parul, can you take over from there in terms of slide share?
I would like to start from this, Parul.
Yeah, we are on that slide
From this
only, ma'am.
slide.
Yoga Karamasu. Yoga is in skillful action. We are on to that slide, ma'am.
Okay. Is it still showing that slide?
No. You hold on, ma'am. I'll do the slide share.
Okay.
Is it visible to you, ma'am?
No, yeah, now it is visible.
Yeah.
So in 5, this is our center, and he's the yoga instructor of our center, Devanshu. And so you can see here is the yoga session which is going on in our yoga shala. Next, this is the yoga session what we take for the guests. Next, the few photographs. Yeah, you can keep moving, Parul. This is the meditation session there. The laughter yoga session is going on in the morning. This is a small group yoga nidra session we are practicing with the guests. This is pool yoga. Please, Parul, stop there. Pool yoga is very important because it helps you tone your body. Pool yoga is important because it helps you tone your body because you are practicing the exercises, the various asanas inside the water. So it gives you the benefits of the action and reaction phase of the hydrotherapy also. So it has the enhanced results. So we regularly practice this in our center. Next. Next. Yeah, this is our dining area where our guests, they have their dinner, lunch and all meals. So this is our experience diet section, this is the experience diet section, and the previous one was the medical and detox diet section. We have 2 separate sections for this. The experience diet is for those people who are coming for 1 or 2 days stay, so we are not that strict with them, and we provide them a diet which is homemade actually, which definitely we don't use any much oil or the refined oils. We prepare it with ghee, and we don't use a lot of spices, and we don't overcook it. So that is the experience diet. Next. This is the morning breakfast, the pictures. Yes, Parul, you can move. So this is the few photographs. Now the therapy rooms. These are one of the therapy room there where we do our therapies. Next. Herbal body scrub is going on in the therapy section. Next. Mud bath, it is very much, it's a rejuvenating experience for the guests there because it is a detoxification treatment. Here, you know, the whole body we apply mud, and then the skin, because you know, the skin is it's the largest detoxifying organ. So whenever you apply mud to the skin, it largely affects your body and it helps you detoxifying the toxins. It takes the toxins out of the body. We usually apply it for an hour there. Next. And this is banana leaf bath. Once again, it's a rejuvenating experience treatment because people, they get the effect of chlorophyll under the sunlight, and it boosts your immunity. It's very much effective, and it helps your blood circulation. It affects your hemoglobin of the blood. So after experiencing only, you'll come to know the positive effects of it. Next. Aroma massage, we do it with many aroma oils, lavender, rosemary, which have their medical benefits. So we do it for different complaints. As per complaints, we use the type of oil, the fragrance of oil. Next. Here is the Ayurvedic treatment, which is potli massage or herbal pouch massage. We use nearly 17 herbs in the pouch, and we do it for pains, for cervical spondylosis, for lumbar spondylosis. We do it for several other complaints where people have stiffness, people have lots of pain or lethargy or sluggishness in their body. This is a very, very effective treatment. Next. Udvartanam, it's a very good weight loss treatment and rejuvenating treatment. We do it with herbal powder, and it's an Ayurveda treatment for 1 hour. Shirodhara, you all know, you might be acquainted that it's a pouring of oil on your forehead, and it stimulates your Ajna chakra, wherein it gives you effects, you know, your hair fall, for your depression, for your insomnia complaints, and a lot more. Next. This is colon hydrotherapy treatment. We do it, you might be acquainted with the colon hydrotherapy, some of you maybe. So here what we do, we insert a tube inside your anal area, then the water is percolated inside your body, and it stimulates your bowel action, and the whole colon is cleansed. So it is 45-minute procedure. So the benefits are, I can tell you multiple benefits are there, because it cleans your intestine, because you eat unhealthy food, you have unhealthy lifestyle habits, you might have constipation, you might have bloating sensations. There are different kinds of experiences. You feel lethargic, you have diabetes, or you have several other chronic problems. And in these problems, this particular treatment is really very effective. Next. And this is physiotherapy we practice. One of the ultrasound treatment is going on for the osteoarthritic patient. Next. Health talk is regularly given by our doctors, because it really helps person to understand that what for they have come here, how the treatment is affecting them, what outcome they can expect. So doctors, they explain them on daily basis in the evening. Next. Activity is really important for your emotional health. So we do it, that also, the particular days are allotted for it. Next. We have indoor game and outdoor games for the recreational purposes, because some people, they visit us with their family members also. There are kids, so they need some recreation. Even the guests, they get time, so they utilize, they avail such facilities there at the center. Next. We have children's water park. This is our accommodation. We have nearly 104 rooms functional, and this is one of the room of our center, the executive room. Next. Sorry, this is the executive room. The other one was executive Lakeview room. Next. This is premium duplex room. Bungalow room. We have 4 categories of room at our center. So people, they choose according to their preferences. Next. This is a glimpse of a conference hall. Though we have 5 meeting or conference halls of various sizes, corporate group also come to us, and they come, and the meetings are held in a healthy environment, because they don't look for any noisy areas. So these are being utilized by them. Next. So we shop here, we have lots of herbal products for health, for beauty, and for several other purposes. And we have stevia there. And stevia, I would like to tell you why, because stevia is a substitute for sugar. It keeps you healthy. There are a lot of side effects with the refined items, and sugar is one of them. So we actually suggest people to have stevia, because it's natural, it doesn't have any side effects. It's a herbal juice. So just one drop of stevia will give you the sweetness of 1 spoon of sugar, right? So you can use it, and it's available at our center. Next. Just a view. Because we have MO Bird there at the center. We have organic farms. We grow a lot of herbs and vegetables there. Not all, but yeah, there are many. So we utilize that for the treatment and for the patient's diet. Next. The VIPs keep visiting us. The person you are seeing in the picture in the blue shirt is Mr. Dhanraj Banerjee. So he is the MD of 5 Lotus Indo-German, and the person who is sitting is Mr. Dhanendra Sahu, who is International Congress MLA. Yes. Next. And now I have given you a glimpse of the naturopathy treatments earlier also in the pictures. So just the names are mentioned here. So these are all the treatments what we do. Yes, ma'am. Next. All physiotherapy, acupuncture, colon hydrotherapy I've already mentioned. We do all sorts of yogic kriyas and all. These are the diseases list we treat there at the center. So there are some 28 diseases which I have mentioned. Commonly people come for these diseases, though we treat a lot more diseases at our center. So obesity, migraine, hypertension, spondylitis, hypothyroidism, gastric ulcers, and several others are there. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we have personalized health programs at our center. So here we have qualified doctors, and there are certified trainers and the therapists. So we treat you with the nutritious diet, with conversations, with natural healing therapies, and a lot of positivity is there, because you are surrounding, and that center is being surrounded by the natural environment. So you get a lot of positive impact on your health. Next. Next. Yeah, these are the health plans. I'm not going into the details of it, just giving you the introduction. There's an experience package, which is 1 and 2 nights, detox package of 3, 5, and 7 nights, and medical package, which is actually planned after the consultation, the telephonic consultation with the doctors. They recommend you the duration of stay. So here, I would like to stress on the detox and immunity enhancing program. Why? Because detoxification and immunity are very much interrelated. So nowadays, people after the COVID crisis, they are approaching us for this particular program, and people are really getting a lot of benefits. We provide them immunity boosting drinks and healthy diet and immunity boosting diet at our center. So people are getting good results and they can prevent themselves from corona. Can you move on to the next slide? Yeah, so these are the detox benefits which usually we have other than the infections. So detoxification is always best in preventing the chronic diseases, in reversing. You can reverse your diseases. You can, if it is at the early stage, you can really reverse it. It boosts immunity, it cleanses your liver, because liver is a larger detoxifying organ. It really cleans it, and it cures your allergy. Allergies are very easy to cure with naturopathy. None of the science can cure it, because we don't use any medicines. We are just using the natural herbs, the natural diet, the whole plant foods and all. Then it balances the body and mind also. Next slide. This is the routine what we follow at 5 Lotus. It will take a lot of time for me to read the whole routine. So you can say, just have a glance of it. The various treatment timings and the diet and the meal timings are being divided. There is health talk, and there are several other treatments being mentioned there. So right from 5:30 in the morning, our session, it ends by 9:30. So the whole routine is followed. Next. Now I would like to suggest specifically the yogasanas for good immunity. Please, you can take the picture of this. These asanas are really very beneficial. Balasana, then Matsyasana, Setu Bandh Asana, Ardha Matsyendrasana, and Halasana. So practice it daily. Practice each asana 2 to 3 times. You will really benefit it. Next. There are some other recommendations. Go for Surya Namaskaras, because it just enhances your inner energies. So it is very important that you do it 2 to 6 cycles per day, and then it improves your gastric fire, it improves your appetite, it improves your, it works on your body stiffness and the blood circulation, and so many things are there. So you must practice it. There is Linga Mudra, which is specifically to fight cold. Nowadays, the flu problems are too common. It is rainy season, so you can practice Linga Mudra. You don't have to do anything, just interlock your fingers. It is not complicated, and then you just raise your right thumb. So just point it erect and practice it for 5 minutes. It will really help you. Varun Mudra is another mudra where we just touch the little finger, which represents the water element. So you just practice this particular mudra for 15 minutes. It will balance your kapha dosha. So this is once again effective. And pranayama. Pranayama, I will tell you, this not only impacts your physical body, but mental body also. Whenever you feel anxiety, whenever you feel pain, so you practice Anulom Vilom Pranayama for 15 minutes, and you will see the difference. That's my advice to everybody. So practice pranayama on daily basis for 15 minutes. It will really help during this COVID challenge also. Next. The top immunity boosters, you people might be hearing this since the corona has begun. You need to take whole grains, then avocados, popcorns, citrus. Why we have to take, you can see the picture, why we have to take all these immunity boosters, because they provide us very important substances, bioflavonoids, polyethanols, then there are flavonoids, there are antioxidants, which are several others there. So the important micronutrients are very important to keep your immunity intact, even your cell functioning intact. There are very small processes which are going on in the body, and these all food items is going to really help you. Instead of taking medicines, take them in plenty amount, so that on daily basis, so that you are healed inside. Next. Now, immunity boosting measures, I have already mentioned about sleep. I would also stress on seasonal and local plant foods, which is very important. Why? Because if you are living in a particular geography, don't look for foods which are available in some other state. Please eat your seasonal food because that is required for your geographical area where you are living. So please stress on seasonal foods and the local ones, because locals are always fresh foods. So take whole plant food because it gives you the complete nutrition, the micronutrients which are important, vitamins and minerals. So, and the other advice is drink warm water. Why warm water? Because your body has certain temperature. If you drink cold water, then you will be reducing your temperature, and there is always a chance that the bacteria and viruses may attack you. So please drink warm water throughout your day. It will also help you in controlling your weight. Then try to eat more fermented food, probiotic supplements. Why probiotics are required for immunity also? There's also a word called prebiotic. So both I would like to just elaborate on. Prebiotic are nothing but the dietary fibers which you get from onions, which you get from garlic, from bananas, apples. If you eat them, it reaches your intestine and it stimulates the formation of probiotic, right? So prebiotics are also very important, and probiotics, I can give you the example of yogurt. There are a lot of probiotics which are available artificially also in the medicines shop. You can get it, but I would suggest try to have the natural ones. So it actually affects your microbiome, the microflora which is there in the intestine, and those microflora, they actually prepares a lot of multiple vitamins, which is important to maintain your immunity. So please take care to have these foods. Then you should limit your sugar intake, because sugar is a refined material. It just drains your important thiamine from your body, muscles, bones, and it makes you weak. So instead of sugar, go for stevia or go for jaggery or go for some other healthy substitute like dates sugar, there coconut sugar. There are a lot of options available nowadays. And engage in moderate exercise and manage your stress. I've already discussed. Next. Now, I would like to suggest you the immunity boosting drink. I'll be telling you later in the next slide. So please have immunity boosting drink, which I'll be suggesting twice in a day. Any vitamin C rich fruit like papayas, like oranges, mosambis, berries, they are very rich in vitamin C. Try to have them on daily basis, just one serving. Usually we should take at least 3 servings of fruit for a healthy body. So try to maintain it during this time. Go for a wholesome meal which has, greens, pulses, yogurts, salads and everything. Go for vegetable soup also. You can prepare mushroom soup or any tomato soup, because tomatoes are rich in lycopene, which protects your heart and your circulatory system. Then you can have sprouts, you can have roasted gram. They are proteinaceous, they have multiple vitamins, so it is again useful. Use lemon, pudina, tulsi, amla, mint, garlic, onion on daily basis for immunity. Next. Now this is one of the immunity boosting drink. You can take a picture of it if you want. So this is very important. You just have to put a teaspoon of turmeric powder with half teaspoon of black pepper in a water, and mix it and put lemon juice. You can put honey also. Have it on daily basis, maybe 2 or 3 times in a day also. If you have cold, just at the onset of cold, you can start having it. It will help you a lot. So this is one of the immunity boosting drink. Next. Another is this. Tulsi is really very important. It is antimicrobial, antibacterial, you all know. So Tulsi with ginger. Now ginger is a superfood. Everybody please listen carefully. If you have ginger on daily basis, you will be controlling your pain, your cold, flus and everything. It is really a helping food now also during Corona times. So have it on daily basis in the form of ginger tea, or put it in your food, or just have raw. So Tulsi, ginger and ajwain. You can see the composition there. Put black pepper, turmeric powder, cardamom powder, cinnamon. So just boil it in 500 milliliters of water for 15 minutes, and then you add lemon. It'll taste good. So this is one of the boosting drink. Next. I would also like to suggest you a few more tips for cough. Specifically, nowadays people are having cough, so anybody can practice it. People who have this corona infections also can take this pipali powder with honey, 2 to 4 grams per day, because Ayush is also recommending a lot of things, and we are also suggesting these from our side. So pipali powder with jaggery also you can go for 2 to 3 times a day. Pipali powder with sunti powder and jaggery also you can go for. Then dry cough ke liye you can have haritaki. Haritaki you might be knowing, it's harad. It's there in trifla. So trifla is made up of harad, bahera and amla. So haritaki churna with sunti churna in water, if you mix, just have 3 to 6 ml per day. Sorry, it's written grams, it's ml. And specifically for throat infection, whenever you feel some irritation in the throat, use this turmeric and salt lukewarm water. We use all these recipes for our patients also. Please move on to the next slide. This is a sample immunity balancing diet plan I have for you. So you can take a picture maybe and keep it with you. It's a vegetarian diet plan. I have not put any non-veg items in this. So this you can follow. It will take a lot of time if I'll read it. So better I would suggest you take a picture if you want. Preferably, I would suggest you go for a copper vessel water, because copper is really immunity enhancing. So copper, iron, selenium, magnesium, these are very important elements which you need to have with, with a proper fruit diet and vegetable diet, and also the copper vessel containing water. Next. This is one of the guest testimonial. Yes. So he's one of the guests, Mr. Ashish Agarwal. So he would like to share our experience. Parul, can you play this? Or
There is no play option, ma'am.
you just need to double click and it will play.
What's
Is it not?
ma'am?
I don't know what's the problem. Anyways, I'm not able to play the video of our center, though I have shown you the pictures, and even I'm not able to show you the experience of one of our esteemed guests there. So it's all right. The magic is in you. So you have to work on it, take initiative, and if you have any questions, you please may ask. Please move on to the next slide. Yeah, so this is our address and our website contact. The phone numbers are mentioned, and we are also available on our YouTube channel, the Facebook channel, and the Instagram. So you can visit us there. On our YouTube channel, you may see nearly more than 100 people who have registered their testimonials, and you can just watch them, the various complaints they had and how they are benefited. You can watch on our YouTube channel. And on our website also, you can get a lot of information about our center. So we have catered nearly 10,000 plus guests in our center. And our approach is always result oriented and individualized. So if you have time, you may visit us sometime. So if you have any questions.
Yes, ma'am. We open the floor for question array. I have some in the chat box. I'll read it for you. This is the question from Sheel Bharti. Ma'am, for cervical pain, can we have some homemade remedy? What diet you can suggest in?
Yeah. For cervical spondylitis, the very first thing which you should do is exercise. For actually maintaining the health of the spine. Okay, so I would not be able to tell you the exercise right now, but the cervical exercises, I think if you have problems since long, you might be knowing from your physiotherapist. But I can suggest you some dietary tips. You should have the ginger water. Nearly 2 to 3 times in a day. Ginger tea with lemon and honey, or without lemon and honey also, it really heals you. Try to have garlic on daily basis, because these both foods are anti-inflammatory foods. So what happens in cervical spondylosis? There is a degeneration process. There is inflammation which is going on. So if you take these foods, the pain is reduced and the inflammation is reduced. So you can tell me your experience also. There was my number on the slide. So you can call me that how you felt, but it is definitely going to work for you. The second advice is please avoid vata enhancing food. Vata, it is because it is vata dosha. So avoid the foods which are dry, which are fried, or which are which are more fermented, because sometimes what happens, the fermented food definitely in aggravates your spinal problems or your pain. So when you have pain, then you try to avoid it. And also, there's third advice is you must practice pranayama for half an hour in the morning. Anulom Vilom, Kapalbhati, Bhastrika. It really helps you. We have, a lot of patients are being benefited. And if you can arrange an acupressure, somebody can give you an acupressure specifically for cervical spondylosis. So that also is very much effective. Within some 15 minutes, you will your pain will be relieved with acupressure. So anything else? If you have further questions.
Ma'am, Mr. Jackson from Bhutan, he is asking that I have seen Indo-German Center in Delhi. Is this the same one?
No, it is different. That Indo-German is not Five Lotus Indo-German. That's an OPD. That's an outpatient setup, and ours is an inpatient setup. It's a huge setup which is spread across 16 acres. So it is different, ma'am. It is not in Delhi. We don't have any branch also.
Okay, Mr. Divakar is asking you, ma'am, you have mentioned about copper water. Just mention too much copper water is not good for body. Otherwise, usually after telling people may start drinking the whole day. So is it what amount of water we should consume in?
Yeah, you are right. If we take copper water in excess, it is definitely a problem. It is advisable if you take it right in the morning. You can use a bottle. You can keep water overnight, and then you can drink it maybe 2 or 3 glasses. So it helps you detoxify. And if you will wish to take it, you can take up to 1 liters in a day. So that is not a problem.
Okay. Dr. Aditi is asking, can you suggest in a day how much time we should devote for yoga and how much for meditation? Is it true that without yoga, meditation has no impact, and without meditation, yoga has no benefit?
See, yoga is, you might have heard about Patanjali yoga. So there are 8 limbs of yoga. So yoga is not a physical exercise. Okay, yoga is also meditation. So they are the part and parcel. It goes together. So if you are, what happens, when you perform asana with awareness, then you are increasing your observing capacity. And observation is very much needed. As you observe your body movements, then you are able to observe. You develop the faculty to observe your thoughts, observe your emotions, observe your feelings also. So try to first start with asanas. Do it with observation. You should not chit chat, when you are performing an asana, and slowly you move on to the step of meditation. But between that, there comes pranayama, there comes pratyahara, there comes the dharana, and then dhyana comes. So there are a lot of misconceptions about meditation. People think that meditation is to practice some technique, although in the higher practices, it is said that meditation only comes with clarity. And if you work on your negative thoughts, if you work on yourself, if you work on your thoughts on day-to-day basis, and how you have to work, you have to observe it. You have to observe that how you are behaving with a particular person or your particular situation. So that the way you behave, you have to observe it, and then you will come to know that the negativities, the hatred, the jealousy, how it affects you. So nobody is going to tell you that how you are feeling after the negative feeling. You'll be only able to observe it. So it's better that you enter into meditation slowly. You practice yogasana, and then you try to observe your thoughts. Whenever I'm not saying that whenever you are interacting to a person and you keep observing your thoughts, you be aware and you just make, you freeze yourself in awareness. No, I'm not saying you that. I'm saying that suppose you are in anger, you have shown a negative emotion to anybody. You just, observe it afterwards. So every time, you show your anger, your hatred, your jealousy, these are all negative emotions. So you will get clarity slowly. So, but then you should not rush towards it. Slowly you work on your mind, because see, there's no shortcut to meditation or to for achieving the higher level of intelligence. So you have to follow the steps in yoga. Start with asana awareness, then thought awareness, and then meditation happens to you. Meditation is like something which manifests in you. You don't have to stress on following a technique all the time, and stressing yourself that why your mind is not getting controlled, your thoughts are not getting controlled. This is actually crazy. So please go slowly and have a clarity that meditation actually means doing nothing. So you should always go slowly with asana, then pranayama, because pranayama impacts your mind, and then move towards the observation of thoughts, and then with clarity. With the clarity, when you are clear that this is negative thought, this is positive, this is useful thought, this is not useful thought. With this clarity, then you can enter into meditation, and meditation happens to you, ma'am.
Ma'am, you have already, yeah, ma'am, you have already mentioned that sugar can be replaced by, yeah. Can you just mention it again? And should mishri is also a substitute?
No, mishri is not at all a substitute for sugar, because it's actually sugar only, just a crystallized form of sugar. So stevia is always good. Why sugar is bad? Because there are no micronutrients in the sugar. It's a refined item where we use a lot of chemicals. It's very much acidic. There's actually a lot of discussion on alkaline and acidic diet also, which I cannot take right now. So you must avoid sugar. Instead of that, stevia is very good. Why? Because it is natural. Go for jaggery because it is brown in color. It is a non-refined form of sugar. A lot of vitamins and nutrients are there. So try to have it. There is jaggery powder also available, so you can use it.
Mr. Rajat from Delhi, he's asking, do you have any detox program? Can you share the details, and what are the days, how many days you should suggest in?
Yes.
And also the cost related to it. If can.
Sure. Then he has to share his number. It's better if he, Parul ma'am, you can just put the slide, where we have mentioned our address on a website and phone numbers, so that he can just take the picture and he can call us, and then we can send the WhatsApp details and everything.
Okay, I've shared in, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is our number, 9111391391. This is our WhatsApp number. So you can contact our booking team for this. Whatever queries you have, please note it down. And you can visit our website, 5lotusindogerman.com.
Ma'am, one last question. How to make a perfect balance between physical immunity and mental immunity?
Perfect balance, yes. Actually, see, there's nothing perfect. We always try to do it, and sometimes we try to follow 70%, and we make 30% mistakes. But okay, that's acceptable, but we always move towards positivity, right? So you have to do positive things, like you have to follow your good dietary habits, and you should know that the artificial sweeteners, or the processed food, the tinned food, the canned foods, the packaged foods are really not good. So if you take care of that, so your physical immunity is better always. And for mind, I would suggest you that please always try to observe your thoughts on daily basis, and then you get a clarity with observation, and slowly you will know that how you are draining your energies into all this. So you have to actually set a limit for yourself. You cannot do everything and anything, so try to set a limit, and then you can maintain a balance. But I cannot tell you, your body will tell you, your mind will tell you, because you will feel happy, you will feel at peace, you will feel joyful when you are really in balance, right?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Over to you, Venkat sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Bhate, and thank you all the participants today.
Thank you, Parul.
In fact, Dr. Bhate, we thank you for sharing the information on the preventive medicine lifestyle improvements that can help us bring back our power to health by encouraging the inherent self-healing power which is within us. And thank you for showcasing the beautiful property there of the Five Lotus. In fact, Chhattisgarh is one of the states which is under the India Tourism Office Mumbai, and we have been promoting during this uh, celebrations of Yoga Day various health institutes and yoga centers and wellness centers. So this was a part of it. Thank you for sharing that. And I also thank all the participants who have joined in. We will continue with our series tomorrow. We have the Canadian blogger Marilyn Ward who will be talking to us on traveling for yoga. I also take this opportunity to thank Parul Kesri from the Safari Plus magazine, who has been our media partner and technology partner, helping us with this platform. And with this, we will end our session today, and we will meet tomorrow at same time, 5 p.m. with another new session on for the International Day Yoga. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you.